Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. Today we're talking about some animated horror movies, films, whatever, some animated horror. There's not a ton of it out there, compared to the other regular horror movies.
Live action?
Yes, the ones with the real people and not the cartoons. But there's some out there, so we're going to talk about them. Kayla, why don't you start this off?
I'm going to start with Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust. Now, I'm an anime girly. Are you an anime girly?
Not really ever been an anime person. I've seen a couple things here and there that I've enjoyed, but...
Well, so Vampire Hunter D, Bloodlust came out in 2000. It's a continuation of the show, which I already love. But they kind of did a major upgrade on the animation for the movie. It's a dark fantasy horror. D, who is a half vampire, half human, kind of bounty hunter type of person, ends up
Blade. He's Blade.
Pretty much,
okay.
Yeah. He is basically going against all these other bounty hunters who are all racing to try to return this young woman who was kidnapped by other vampires. But, I mean, it doesn't sound like the best plot, but I promise you, the artwork is extraordinary. Vampire Hunter D is, in general, in my opinion, it's one of the best anime storylines out there. And it's got action, it's got emotion, both of which are extremely well done. And the characters are a lot more complex, in my opinion, than a lot of live-action vampire films. A lot of times you're watching a vampire film, it's just, rawr, vampires, bleh. I think this is done better.
I actually saw that one. I rented it probably 20-some years ago. I don't really remember it. I think I remember enjoying it, so I'll have to give that another try. My first one's going to be The Haunted World of El Super Beasto from 2009. It's a Rob Zombie animated film. The animation looks great. It's a pretty solid animated flick. Honestly, there's not too many of them that animated ones that I know I've watched multiple times. I've watched this a few times because it's, there's some good stuff in there. It's about a washed up luchador and a super spy lady. And then, they go up against an evil scientist and zombies and shit. There's a lot of cool people that do voices in there. Like Elvira does one of the characters. Tom Kinney, the SpongeBob guy who does voice acting in absolutely everything. Ken Faree from Dawn of the Dead and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's action. It's got a little bit of everything in there, and it's not like any of the Rob Zombie live action movies. Really, it's something kind of different.
I really like Extraordinary Tales, which was from 2013. It was an animated anthology of 5 of Edgar Allan Poe's storylines.
Ooh.
The first and most amazing thing is that the narrators. They've got Christopher Lee voicing as the narrator for The Fall of the House of Usher.
Nice.
Bela Lugosi. They used an old recording of him as the narrator for The Telltale Heart. Julian Sands for the facts in the case of M. Valdemar.
That's the guy who played the Warlock, right?
I believe so, okay. Yes. Yeah. Guillermo del Toro is the narrator for The Pit and the Pendulum.
Cool.
And Roger Corman voices as the narrator for The Mask of the Red Death.
Oh, wow.
And because it's an anthology, each one is done in a different art style. Nothing too gory, nothing too crazy. So actually, if you're an Edgar Allan Poe fan and you're trying to get other people to like Edgar Allan Poe, or say you have kids and you want them to get into it, this is a way, it's still Edgar Allan Poe's story. They don't change the story. They just have animations to go along with it and these badass narrators. And it's easier than reading them. Because sometimes, it's Edgar Allan Poe is from a long time ago, and sometimes you don't want to read that shit. This is a better way to do it, in my opinion. And it's a very different vibe. I enjoy it deeply.
I don't know how that one passed me by, but I need to see that because that sounds freaking sweet.
I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon.
Nice. Lady Death 2004 animated film based off the kind of popular indie or underground comic. This one, it's a little more fantasy, but it deals with a lot of demon characters and stuff. So it's kind of on that line of fantasy and horror, but I think horror fans would enjoy it. It's not like super fast paced or amazing, but it's good. It's worth a watch if you're a fan of that sort of thing. Basically, a woman is she's burned at the stake, and then she finds out that her dad is Satan, so she ends up kind of coming back as some kind of, well, as Lady Death. So she's like a warrior, a demon warrior, and she's trying to take down her dad Satan's armies, and there's all the devil fantasy shit. Like, it's cool. It's worth the watch. As far as animated horror goes, it's one of the better of the few I've seen. So give it a shot.
Have you seen Seoul Station?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so 2016. This is a South Korean animated post-apocalyptic horror film that serves as a prequel to the live-action Train to Busan.
No.
It shows like how the zombie epidemic began. And then the animation is good. The plot is great. The characters are sometimes annoying, as often happens in anime. But it is like an anime style. And it's got a lot more social commentary than Train to Busan does. Not that there isn't in Train to Busan, but it's very much, while giving you the horror and the zombies, it's offering like a way to view how society treats those that are disposable. It's really good.
Like me.
Well, you're you're a garbage disposal. You're not disposable.
Both. Why not both? That's all the time we have for today. Tell us some of your favorite animated horror movies or related things, and tell us if you've seen any of those, what you think of them.
Please tell us more.
Yeah,
I want to watch more of them. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.